Happy Monday. Happy new month.
Is it July already?
Feels so good.
I
New
feel
month,
like-
new week.
You're right. I feel like June didn't speak much, and then July was like, hey, here I am.
Welcome.
Here, I'm right here. Thank you all for joining us so much for KARE 11 News at Noon. We're starting out a new month, and it comes with some big changes across the state. We're looking at how those will impact your daily life, plus a big decision from the Supreme Court.
That's right. I'm breaking down how the justice's ruling on former President Trump's immunity could impact some future court cases.
But first, let's go ahead and get a look at the weather. We couldn't have asked for better weather yesterday at the Pride Parade.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it was a stunning day yesterday. Today, well, the rain chances do return, but at least the first half of the day and most of this afternoon does look dry. We're just seeing some of those filtered, hazy high clouds over us right now, but you notice out towards the Sioux Falls area, some light showers are starting to develop. Heavier thunderstorms right now over, say, the northwestern corner of the state up by Lake of the Woods. That activity is staying away from us, but what we will be watching today is what's happening out over the Dakotas. There's a cold front that'll spark some stronger, even severe thunderstorms in the areas in yellow, and whatever develops from that is going to push into our area later tonight. So do expect to be woken up from with some rumbles of thunder as we head into tonight, and a few light rain showers are possible late this afternoon into the early evening hours. But right now it doesn't look super wet. Here's a live look outside right now. We're again seeing that filtered sunshine. Temperatures are already in the 70s. We're going to warm a couple more degrees before we see more of those clouds thicken as we head deeper into the day. We're tracking light showers this early evening and some heavier thunderstorms overnight. We'll take a look at what the rest of this condensed work week has in store for us just ahead, Alexis.
Ben, thank you. Today is the last day justices of the U.S. Supreme Court are in session, and it comes with some major rulings. Today, they sent down their decision on if former President Donald Trump has immunity because of his position. So I know, Cece, there's been a lot to break down. What do we know so far?
Yeah, it was super interesting to watch, actually. We learned just hours ago that the Supreme Court provided a win for former President Donald Trump. They ruled that he has immunity for some of his conduct as president in his federal election interference case. They just rejected a decision from a former appeals court earlier this year. The lower court had ruled that the former president couldn't claim immunity for his alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 election results. In the majority opinion, justices cited a lack of factual analysis in the lower court's previous opinion. The decision will likely further delay a trial on the charges pending against him. The high court said a lower court must now decide which of the alleged acts Trump can claim immunity. Today's ruling was a sharply divided opinion of 6-3. Now, Trump reacted to the ruling on social media today, calling it, quote, a big win for our Constitution and democracy. Also this afternoon, a poll released last week shows only 16% of U.S. adults said they have a great deal of confidence in the high court. 40% surveyed say they had hardly any confidence at all. When it comes to the court's handling of president power and immunity, 66% had little or no confidence in the court. Now, that poll came out before the Supreme Court ruled on the Trump decision today. Alexis.
Cece, thank you. And Twin Cities chef Justin Sutherland is facing charges following his arrest in St. Paul last Friday. Court documents show he's being charged with one count of threats of violence after he was accused of pointing a gun at his girlfriend. The victim told police Sutherland strangled her, broke her phone, and threatened to kill her more than once. We're still waiting to learn how he will plead in those charges. The St. Paul native owns several restaurants in the area. He's also known for his roles in several reality shows. We're working to get some more details in a story we first brought you as breaking news on Sunrise. Early this morning, the Minnesota BCA posted on X that they are responding to a use of force incident in Crookston, Minnesota. That's about an hour north of Fargo. We've reached out to the BCA, Crookston PD, and Polk County Sheriff's Department for more information. As soon as we hear back, we'll give you an update. Well, authorities are looking for a driver involved in a deadly crash over the weekend in Eagan. It happened at the intersection of Highway 55 and Lexington Avenue Saturday. Troopers say a Volkswagen sedan was turning left when a Lincoln SUV ran a red light and hit the passenger side of the sedan. 2 passengers in the Volkswagen have died. Troopers say they're still trying to find the driver of the Volkswagen. Well, the impact of last week's rain and flooding continues today with news of more cancellations linked to high water levels. Audrey Russo has the latest out of Stillwater.
Even the relatively dry weekend we had couldn't save Stillwater's 4th of July fireworks. You can see the St. Croix River, just the onslaught of rain has wreaked havoc on the banks of it. I'm down by PD Pappy's right now. You can see just how flooded things are. It's pretty much the same story from here all the way to the lift bridge. The river crested around 7 this morning, surpassing 88 feet. And what you're seeing is not even the major flood stage. This is considered moderate flooding. Last week, the mayor announced on Facebook that the 4th of July fireworks would be canceled. The Grassy Park area still very much underwater, and the lift bridge still closed by MnDOT to all traffic, cars, pedestrians, and bicyclists. The mayor said that people essentially would have to sit in parking lots to see the fireworks, and that it would be tough for vendors to get across the bridge. Now, there's no word on a new date for the display. This is also the 9th highest crest on record for the St. Croix River. However, it's not the first time in recent years that it's surpassed 88 feet. The most recent time was a year ago in April. Back to you.
Audrey, thank you. And we have another look at the flooding in St. Paul. Right now, the City House bar is surrounded by water. It's been closed since last Thursday and no updates for reopening. The Mississippi River crested over the weekend, but it could be quite some time before the water recedes.
In the world of kind of your standard deviations and kind of the world of statistics, these numbers are already statistical anomalies, and the fact that we're getting even more just makes it even more so.
The National Weather Service says with waters this high, you don't know what's underneath, so it's best for you to stay out to stay safe. A new minimum wage is now in effect for some businesses in the Twin Cities. Here's how it breaks down. In Minneapolis, small businesses are now required to pay a minimum wage of $15.57. Larger employers with more than 100 employees have been paying that rate since the last 6 months. In St. Paul, large businesses start paying their employees that same amount today. Small businesses there will see an increase to $14, and micro businesses, 5 or fewer employees, jump to $12.25. The Twin Cities have their own minimum wage standards due to local ordinances passed a few years ago. In Minneapolis, the city's parks and recreation workers could go on strike as soon as tomorrow. Just over an hour ago, leaders told us negotiations are underway again today. The Local 363 union, that represents more than 200 employees, says they're asking for better pay and benefits and safer working conditions. The expected strike could disrupt citywide park services, which is a big concern for many, with the 4th of July just being a few days away.